President-elect Joe Biden's choice to lead the Democratic National Committee, DNC, believes marijuana should be legalized. President-elect Joe Biden's pick to lead the Democratic National Committee, DNC, is a strong supporter of marijuana legalization, the latest example of a nominee supporting cannabis policy reforms that extend beyond the views of the incoming president. If Jaime Harrison is confirmed by party leaders on Thursday, which is expected, he will be responsible for coordinating Democrats' national political activities. To that end, a push from the chair to emphasize marijuana reform, which is overwhelmingly supported by Democrats' voters, could be broadly influential. Harrison challenged Republican outgoing chairman of the Judiciary Committee Lindsey Graham in the 2020 Senate race, but didn't win. He stressed marijuana legalization as a way to promote racial justice during his campaign. "I think we should legalize, regulate and tax marijuana, like we do alcohol and tobacco," he said in July. "There is simply no medical reason to lock people up over this issue. In essence, this is about common sense. We know that marijuana arrests, including those for simple possession, account for a large number of drug arrests," he said. "The racial disparities in marijuana enforcement: black men and white men smoke marijuana the same rates, but black men are much more likely to be arrested for marijuana possession, is just unacceptable. Across the country, we are finding that states are legalizing marijuana and medical marijuana, and it's just time for South Carolina to lead on this issue," Harrison added. He also criticized Sessions for rescinding a Justice Department policy of the Obama administration that provided guidance to prosecutors on federal cannabis enforcement. The incoming Democratic Party official in 2019 tweeted in support of a drug war clemency plan proposed by Senator Cory Booker, DNJ, then running for president. "The war on drugs has been a war on people, disproportionately people of color and the poor," he said. "I believe we need to regulate marijuana, just like we do tobacco. I think we need to tax it and make sure that it's safe. I just think if you look at the science right now, the criminalization, it's been more harmful to us as a society than not," Harrison said in an interview last year. "I think we will do much better to just simply regulate and tax it just like we do alcohol and tobacco. So I've been very plain and outspoken on that. I think we have to decriminalize it at this point in time." The likely DNC chair's support for comprehensive cannabis reform contrasts with Biden's position. Although there is strong support for legalization among Democrats, the president-elect has opposed the policy change. He instead favors decriminalizing possession, legalizing medical cannabis, modest rescheduling, expunging past records, and allowing states to set their own policies. Harrison would replace Tom Perez, whose views on marijuana are less clear. That said, in 2019, Perez did reveal a cannabis blind spot when he attempted to joke about President Trump getting high from smoking hemp, which is non-intoxicating, and stated that it makes people dumb. She had long opposed cannabis reform but appears to have evolved, voting last year in favor of the first of a series of spending bill amendments that protected all state marijuana programs from federal intervention. Before Perez, Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, DFL, served as DNC chair. The Democratic National Committee has historically not embraced marijuana reform at the speed of its voters. A DNC platform committee rejects an amendment that would have made legalization a 2020 party platform. Instead, the committee opted for decriminalization, declassification, medical cannabis, legalization, expunctions, and state-level reform, much like Biden. Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel, recently re-elected for another term, said that the issue of medical marijuana was left up to the states and that there will be state-to-state variations. "But that's not something the RNC advocates as policy," she said. Biden's choice of Harrison to lead the Democrats' political operation is yet another choice that does not align with his own view on legalization. The president-elect announced earlier this month that he wanted Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo to run the Commerce Department. Raimondo supported cannabis legalization in 2019, and her budget proposal last year outlined a state-run regulatory model. As a result, Biden selected a nominee for HHS-California Attorney General, Xavier Becerra, who is open to reform. And in her new role, she could help secure federal cannabis rescheduling. For Attorney General, Biden picked Judge Merrick Garland, who hasn't been particularly vocal about his marijuana policy views. Though advocates expressed concern over his comments in a 2012 federal appeals case, he doesn't appear to have been specifically against a policy change. A positive development for advocates is that the president-elect will also nominate former prosecutor and civil rights activist Vanita Gupta as Associate Attorney General. She favors cannabis legalization and has strongly advocated against harsh criminalization policies for nonviolent drug offenses. Thank you for reading this article. Check out some amazing t-shirts at www.mmjtshirts.com. Thank you. This has been another video by my420spot.com. Have a great day.